So I used to think landing my first photography billboard would look something like this. I would get hired on this big, huge campaign or project with a lot of budget. I would shoot the photos, hopefully pretty good ones, and then they would end up on this big billboard somewhere to be seen in public. That's kind of how you would think it would happen, right? Well, that's not what happened. Yeah, so this photo right here that ended up on the billboard came from a super small shoot I did back in 2022. The initial scope was just for social media. It was a fairly small shoot, and I almost treated it like I did any other small gig at the time, but I didn't. And a year later, that decision led to this. Rock around. Here's the thing. This industry is wildly unpredictable. There's been jobs that I've gotten a call for and that I've gone out and shot, and I thought in my head, like, this is gonna be the one, it's gonna be epic, it's gonna be the one that like brings me into the big time leagues. On the contrary, there's jobs that you might get where you think this is just such a small job, it might not be paid, it might not be with the big crew, but sometimes it's those projects that actually have the biggest impact on your career. You just might not know it yet. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through exactly how that happened, from the small $5,000 social media shoot to photos and my work being displayed on billboards all around Vancouver and the Sea to Sky area. I'll also share how lessons I learned from this shoot and this experience completely changed how I show up to every shoot that I have going forward. Magnetic. Okay, so story time. Back it up a little bit. How the billboard actually came to be. We did that shoot. It went great. It was $5,000 total budget for everything, which is fairly low. And the client loved it. I loved the photos, and life went on for about a year. One day, about a year later, kind of totally out of the blue, I got an email from my contact who I got the job from in the first place. She wrote me asking about using this photo for some trade publications like point of sale or out of home opportunities, and they wanted to use my photos. And so they connected me with the bigger Corona team here in Canada, and they initially told me the photo. I think they wanted one photo, and they offered like a couple $100. They said that's usually what they're used to paying. And I had no clue in this world how to price something like this because I've never done it before. I've never specifically had to quote an out-of-home usage like this for a billboard. I knew that was kind of low, but I didn't have anyone to talk to really about that. So what I did was, through a shitload of research online and reaching out to other people, photographers that I knew around here, I eventually found this calculator called the AOP, which is the Association of Photographers Image Use Calculator. And what you do when you go on the website is you type in like the base usage rate, which is kind of like the initial budget for licensing for the photos, which was $5,000. And it kind of spits out numbers for you based on the region, how long, where the images are going to be displayed, etc., etc. And the number it gave me was $2,500. So I came back to Corona and I said, we're a little bit far off. I would like $2,500 for this photo. And they emailed back a couple days later, essentially saying, sorry, we're going to go another direction. We ended up finding a photo that worked, but thank you so much. To which I replied, okay, cool, all good. I'm glad you guys found a photo, even though deep down inside, I was kind of bummed because I was pumped to have a photo on a billboard. But in a very quick turn of events, a couple days later, they emailed me back again and said the photo that they found wasn't high enough resolution. And so they did want to use mine. And so could I do $2,000? To which I replied, yeah, let's do it. But then maybe like a week or a couple weeks later, they ended up coming back again and said, we have a few more uses for those photos. Could you bundle the following 3 photos in order to license all 3 of them. I came back and essentially said, yeah, we'll do those 3 photos instead of $2K a piece. Since you're buying 3 as a bundle, I'll do $5K for the 3 photos. And they said yes. So we negotiated that. We got kind of everything buttoned up, and I drafted like the licensing terms and everything like that from the website. Put that in the contract, sent it over to them. And just like that, I had secured my first photography billboard project, which was super, super sweet. Boom. Let's keep walking. I'm getting kind of cold. Also, do you guys like this? I think this is genius. Look, because the top of the Yeti is magnetic. Hopefully you just didn't hear my iced coffee rattling around that whole time. So the next little bit after that was kind of hazy because usually the photographer is not really kept in the loop about when stuff is going to be released, but I did give them a 6-month license. So I assumed that winter, the photos were going to go up for the campaign. I can't remember the first time. Oh yeah. So the first time I saw them was the client who got me the job in the first place sent me some photos, of them, I think downtown Vancouver, on the Sea to Sky Highway, and 1 or 2 more places. So I hopped in my car, and seeing my photo that big on the side of a highway that I drove like a couple times a week, whatever, was totally surreal. To kind of reflect on that, I think for me, it was just such a reminder that if you show up to shoots prepared with a good work ethic, with a good preparation, pre-production, you're a good person, all the stuff that we kind of talk about and that we know deep down. I think if you do that, even for the shoots that going into it, you're kind of like, well, shit, this could just be nothing, or this could be a low budget shoot. They're not treating me right. You know, this isn't worth it, blah, 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 whatever. It's a reminder for me that every single shoot you take on, to show up as the best version of yourself, to put your best foot forward. Because for me, I really didn't know that my first billboard was going to come from a small social media shoot like this. But alas, here we are. It did. And I'm sitting on a lifeguard stand making a video about it. Oh, there's a cobweb right there. I'm filming right through a cobweb. I didn't even see it. And so, yeah, that's the unlikely story of, or maybe very likely, I don't know. It's a wild and unexpected industry, and you never really know what's going to happen. So let it be a reminder that every single shoot you do, you never know what's going to happen. You never know where your next job's going to come from, where your next breakthrough, where your next billboard could be from. So just keep getting out there, keep shooting good work, and eventually it'll all come back around. It'll come back around. It'll come back around. Okay. All right. Peace.